we're back again. That was a warm-up. And now, much more interestingly, I'm going to just ask Sarah about her dating scenario, because she's got a date tonight, and I'm very excited for her.
Oh dear! Oh God! Yes, I have not been out with anyone for about 3 years, and
That's because you've been very busy writing books.
Yeah, right. Yes, I've written a lot of books. I've written a lot of A to Z books. I should do an A to Z dating.
Yes, you definitely should.
No, I've joined up on Match.com, and I've joined up on Fitness Singles. But there's so many websites out there. There's one called eHarmony that's you've got to answer about 200 questions about yourself. I'm sure it's something like 200. I just don't have the time to answer these questions. And actually, I want to be honest about some of these questions.
And then also, do you think even if you answer those questions, they're trying to match you with someone that's the same as you? That's not necessarily right. You don't want someone necessarily the same as you who's going to read the same books and like the same music.
Yeah.
So I always slightly struggle with that because I think it has to be a balance. So I don't know how they even match you.
Well, I think they see what your interests are like, and also they identify how, if you describe yourself as attractive, and if you want someone very attractive. So do you want to look deeply superficial and say, no, you've got to be very attractive and you've got to be really wealthy, and I don't want anybody fat or smelly or short. So you think, no, I can't say that because they might be really lovely inside. Yeah. But you don't mean that. You actually really want them to be really good looking.
But are there all those photos though? The only thing is you still can't see if they're smelly or not.
Well, yes, but even the photos, like there was sometimes they have these photos with their friends, and you think, oh, their friends are really good looking, but you're not as good looking as your friends. But perhaps I could meet your friend. If I met you, I could meet your friend. Or they're with girls. Now, are these girls their sisters or their past girlfriends? And why are the past girlfriends there? Are you sort of saying, I've got to look like this, or this is the sort of girl you go for, so I'm supposed to look like that? Then there's sort of like the ones that don't have any tops on, so you can just see their chests. That's a complete no. I'm not interested in that.
Say ones that don't have any pants on, which would have been really awful.
Actually,
that's on Grindr.
I think they do have that. Yes, I think they do have that.
On Grindr, there's a sneaky bit you go in after your profile, and none of them have got pants on. It doesn't even matter about what your face looks like. It matters about what your willy looks like. Well, apparently, more important.
Right. Well, I haven't been on Grindr, so I wouldn't know. No. I wouldn't know. But and then there was one.
That's for gay people.
That's probably why. But there was one guy who looked actually quite nice, and I texted him. I emailed him, and I said, do you want to meet for a drink? And I only make the first time. I only meet them for 20 minutes to half an hour, because actually within the first 10 seconds, and I just don't have time. Anything.
Does that mean you have a drink with them and then go, oops, I've got to go after literally 20 minutes?
No, you tell them beforehand, say that. And also, I'm genuinely busy, so it's not as if I'm making something up. I genuinely am busy, so I make sure I've got something to go to. Right. And actually, if you're interested in them, you do want to see them again. Like, I'm going out on a date tonight, and I actually genuinely did want to see him again. And he was very interesting. But I had one guy who said, yes, well, I'll meet you for a drink, and we can have a glass of red wine, and we can have sex. And I thought...
at the same time?
Well, yes, perhaps, you never know. And I said, well, I thought usually that happened on the third date, not the wine, but the sex, or the fourth. I think there's the third date now. And I said, well, it's all these austerity measures. You've got to get it out of the way the first time. But I think what happens with a lot of these internet dating sites, you have a lot of dialogue that goes on. And so you think you know each other very well. And by the time you meet, if you physically like each other, you have sex straight away. That's what a lot of the guys that I've met say.
What do you mean about austerity measures? You mean he was arguing that because of austerity measures, you might as well go for the first...
Yes, so we didn't have more dates. Yes.
Austerity measures was his excuse.
Yes, I think I blame Cameron, basically, all the austerity measures. You've got to keep things...
But that's true. I've heard a lot. This is why I'm reluctant to go internet dating, because I've heard that I know from experience of talking to friends who've been on internet dates that it's all about having sex. Mm. And I think my theory is...
Well, I haven't had any sex, so I'm doing it wrong. I'm doing it wrong.
I know, but you haven't had any dates either, so that's really half the problem.
And also, it's only so much
you don't have sex like that on your first date.
No, it was the second date.
Well, you can, maybe, if you want.
So it's the second date. Well, no, I don't think so. No,
but see, my theory, because my friends keep saying you really should try internet dating, and it's very successful for a lot of people, is that it works in brackets. So I think when you're 30-something and you're really keen to meet the love of your life or someone who's, you want to have a family with, then you're not just going for random sexual experiences.
Well, it might be.
Maybe you are. But I think less of that. And then I think, but at our age, in particular, I think there's a lot of men and women who've come out of divorce and don't necessarily want anything else. They don't necessarily want, at this age and stage, a full-on relationship. They might just think, want to play the field of it. And actually, I think...
I think a lot of them are.
And I don't actually, you can't even say that it's only men that, that's the situation with. I think that's the same with a lot of women just thinking that's quite a good way to, just have fun.
But I also think there's a lot of people on there that don't know what they want, and they think by doing this they'll find out what they want. So they don't even know if they want relationships or want sex. Or I don't think there's also I don't think there's a lot of men on there that actually think that deeply. I think they just go on there, and I think
Are you saying there are any simple men that go on internet dates?
Well, there was a part of me that's thinking, what sort of people go on the internet to meet people? Like, I'm one of them now, but I'm not sure about it. I still think if I'm going to meet somebody, it will be through work. It might be somebody I already know for a long time. I think it's more likely to be like that.
Well, I still hope that's the case.
Because this is...
It seems to be much more natural.
It's very artificial. It's extremely artificial.
And my worry is it's just the whole background. It's just the whole having a blank canvas of a person. You've then got to start from there and work backwards and forwards. So it's like there's not even a context of a friend, of a sort of place where you've lived, of any...
There's no history.
There's
no history at all.
And I really struggle with that.
Yeah, and also there's
no connections.
No, and also I think that there's sort of people who are divorced and separated, but actually in many ways they're less complicated than those who haven't been married at all and don't have any kids at all. Because there's a reason they haven't been married and haven't had kids at all, and it's not because they've been working all the time. If they've been working... It's by the time we reach actually I don't think it's sort of like 50, it's a number, and if you're fit and healthy, we're both fit and healthy, and this is again, some people have really looked after themselves by the time they hit 50. A lot of people haven't.
I haven't looked after myself.
Yes, you have. Well, you look as though you've looked after yourself, but it's so that there's that element there too, so it's starting all over again, and it's exhausting. It's sort of like, so having all you talk about yourself, I talk about myself, and also are they being honest? Are you being honest? Are you being honest? Or, the only thing I think that it could possibly work is if immediately you've got chemistry, and then if you had chemistry, you've got chemistry, and then that's it, and then things
I agree.
come
and you have to have a chemistry.
If it's got chemistry.
And I think chemistry is completely key to any relationship.
It is, absolutely.
I think that's the one thing that you're never going to... I mean, obviously, that's probably why you can then meet lots of people on the internet until you find the one with chemistry. But until you actually meet that person in the flesh, I don't think lots of emailing and correspondence is actually helpful at all.
Exactly.
You do need to meet them.
And actually, you're as likely to meet someone we have chemistry with in the bar, on the train, on the underground, unless you're blown up.
Oh gosh.
But ironically, it's during sometimes dramatic situations that you meet people under really, really dramatic situations.
Anyway, I want to hear all about your date next week. We'll hear all about your date.
Okay, right.
So good luck with that. It's very exciting.
Right. Bye.